I'm just gonna wait till someone joins the stream. I'm just gonna wait. Oh, hi. So, two people are joining. I will start reading the terms and conditions for iCloud till like 5 people joins it. Okay, now we're getting 3 people. Still waiting for the 5 people. So I'm gonna say sorry that there's not gonna be a Sunday upload since this live stream is happening. One person just left. Whatever, let's start. So you guys know that there's something that everybody don't want to read, and that is the terms and conditions. But sometimes must read it, like YouTube's new terms and conditions, which will delete all channels that are not commercially viable. So let's read through it. And for some reason, YouTube doesn't let you to go live on mobile. Like when you click go live on mobile, it says that you must have 1,000 subs. So I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, let's start reading it. Welcome to iCloud. This is the iCloud terms and conditions. This legal agreement between you and Apple governs your use of the iCloud product, software, services, and websites collectively referred to as the service. It is important that you read and understand the following terms. By clicking agree, you're agreeing that these terms will apply if you choose to access or use the service. Apple is the provider of the service, which permits you to utilize certain internet services, including storing your personal content, such as contacts, calendars, photos, notes, reminders, documents, app data, and iCloud Mail, and making it accessible on your compatible devices and computers and certain location-based services only under the terms and conditions set forth the agreement. iCloud is automatically enabled when you're running devices on iOS 9 or later and sign in with your Apple ID during device setup unless you're upgrading the service and previous to not enable iCloud. You can disable iCloud in settings. When cloud is enabled, the content will be automatically sent to and stored by Apple, so you can later access the content or have content wirelessly pushed to other iCloud enabled devices or computers. Well, we only have one person here, and we're at 3 minutes. Fine, let's keep going. Requirements for use of the service. A. Age. The service only available to individuals aged 13 years or older, or equivalent minimum age in the relevant jurisdiction, unless you're under. Okay. None of the people joining in, and No Freak said, I am using Android, don't kill me. Okay. Actually, my mom does have a Galaxy S6, but it's like stone dead. It's like in the drawer collecting dust, so sorry. Unless you're under 13 years old and your Apple ID was provided to you as a result of a request by approval, educational institution was established as a part of the family sharing featured by your content, featured by a parent or guardian, we do not knowingly collect, use, or disclose personal information from children under 13 or equivalent minimum age in a relevant jurisdiction without verifiable parental consent. Parents and guardians should also mind any minors that are conversing with strangers on the internet can be dangerous and take appropriate precautions to protect children, including monitoring their use of service. Use the service. You cannot be a person barred from receiving the service under the laws of the United States or other applicable jurisdictions, including the country which you reside or from where you use the service by Accepting this agreement, you represent that you understand and agree to the foregoing. B. Devices and accounts. Use of the server may require compatible devices, internet access, and certain software fees may apply, may require periodic updates, and may be affected by the performance of the factors. Apple reserves the right to limit the number of accounts that may be created from a device and the number of devices associated with accounts. The latest version requires software may be required for certain transactions or features. You agree that meeting these requirements is your responsibility. Limitations on use. You agree to use the service only for purposes permitted by the agreement, at only the extent permitted by any applicable law, regulation, and generally accept the practice in the applicable jurisdiction. Your account is located with 5 GB of storage capacity as described in the iCloud feature pages. Additional storage is available for purchase as described below, exceeding any applicable or reasonable limitation or bandwidth or storage capacity. For example, backup or email account space is prohibited and may prevent you from backing up on iCloud. Adding documents, receiving new emails sent to your iCloud email address. If you use of the service or other behavior intentionally or unintentionally threatens Apple's ability to provide the service or other systems, Apple shall be entitled to take all reasonable steps to protect the service and Apple system, which may include suspension of your account, your access to the service. Repeated violation of your limitation may result in termination of your account. If you're look at this. I'm only like this far. If you can see the little scrubber. Yeah, look at this. I'm after like 7 minutes. I'm only this far. If you're an entitled entity, business associate, or representative of a covered entity or business associate, as those terms as defined as 45 CFR, whatever that sign is, 160.103, you agree that you will not use any component, function, or other facility of iCloud to create, receive, maintain, or transmit any protected health information. Okay, there's no freaks out. Why no one reads terms and conditions? Because it's very long and people don't care about it. You agree that you will not use any component, function, or other facility of iCloud to create, receive, maintain, or transmit any protected health information. As such term is defined at 45 CFR or whatever that sign is, 160.103. We use iCloud in any manner that will make Apple or any Apple subsidiary or any third party's business associate availability of this service. This service any feature of the parts thereof may not be available in all languages or in all countries. That Apple makes no representation that the service or any feature that part thereof is appropriate available to use in any particular location. To the extent ever choose to access and use the service, use at their own initiative and are responsible for compliance with any applicable laws. Changing the service. Apple reserves the right at any time to modify the agreement and to impose new additional terms or conditions on use of the service, provided that Apple will give you 30 days advance notice of any material adverse change to the service or applicable terms or service, unless it could not be reasonable to do so due to circumstances arising from legal, regulatory, or governmental action to address user security, user privacy, or technical integrity concerns, to avoid service disruptions to other users, or due to a natural disaster, catastrophic event, war, or other similar occurrence outside of Apple's reasonable control. With respect to paid cloud storage services, Apple will not make any material adverse change to the service before the end of your current paid term, unless a change is reasonably necessary to address legal, regulatory, or governmental action. to address user security, user privacy, or technical integrity concerns, to avoid service disruptions to other users, to avoid issues resulting from a natural disaster, a catastrophic event, war, or other similar circumstances of outside of Apple reasonable control. Not even Apple does not make material adversity to service or terms of use. You will have the right to terminate this agreement, and their account, which in case I will provide you with a pro data Rita, what the heck's a Rita? Refund of any prepayment of your then current pay term. Apple shall not be liable to you for any modification to the service or terms of service made in accordance in section IE. Features and service 2. Features and services. Use of location-based services. Apple and its partners and listeners may provide certain features or services that rely upon device-based location information using GPS or similar technology when available and cross-source Wi-Fi access points and cell tower location. To provide such features and services where available, and was far understand lessons and massively use transmit process to maintain your location data, limited but not limited to the geographic location of your device and information related to your iCloud account, and any devices registered there under, including but not limited to your Apple ID, device ID, and name and device type. May withdraw consent to Apple and its partners and licensors collection, use transmission, processing, and maintenance of location account data at any time, but by not using the location-based features and turning off Find My, including the predecessor apps Find My iPhone and Find My Friends, collectively referred to as Find My, or located services and settings as applicable on your device, or using third-party services that use or provide location data as part of a service. You are subject to and should review such third parties' terms and privacy policy or use of any location data by such third-party services. Any location data provided by the service is now intended to be relied upon in situations where precise location information is needed or where erroneous, inaccurate, time delay, or incomplete location data may lead to death, personal injury, property, or environmental damage. Apple shall use reasonable skill and due care in providing the service, but neither Apple nor any of its service and/or content providers guarantees the availability, accuracy, completeness, reliability, or timeliness of location data or other data displayed on the service. Location-based services are now intended or suitable for use as an emergency locator system. Okay, I need to take a break. I will come back in like 1 or 2 minutes. I need to drink some water. Okay, I'm back. It's already 14 minutes. Let's continue. B. Find enable iCloud and location services on devices running iOS 13, iPad OS, or macOS can later Find My iPhone with devices running. Wait. Just said the accessory may not be supported. Whatever. iPhone for devices running iOS 8 through iOS 12 will be and will automatically download device or any Apple accessory paired with it. Once enabled, your device will automatically link to your Apple ID and your Apple ID password. Will be required before anyone. Why keep saying this accessory may not be supported? It's a Apple Charger. Including you can turn off Find My, sign out of iCloud, erase or activate the device. Apple and its authorized agents may not perform hardware or software support services, including service under Apple's limited warranty, unless you disable Find My prior to service. Apple shall bear no responsibility for your failure to protect your iOS device with a passcode, enable lost mode, and or receive or respond to notices and communications. Apple shall also bear no responsibility for returning iOS device to you or for any loss of data on iOS device. Offline finding is a crowdsourcing feature that can help you and others locate missing devices when those devices are not connected to the internet. If offline finding is enabled on device, can protect the presence of a nearby offline device via Bluetooth or similar technologies. If a device detects a missing offline device, it will use a Wi-Fi or cellular connection to securely report the approximate location of the device back to Apple ID associated with the device, so the owner can view its location in Find My app. Location reporting is end-to-end encrypted, and Apple cannot see the location of the report device or any offline service. You can disable offline finding and settings. C. Backup. iCloud Backup periodically creates automatic backups for iOS devices when the device is screen locked, connected to a power source, and connected to the internet via a Wi-Fi network. If a device has not backed up to iCloud for a period for 180 days, Apple reserves the right to delete any backups associated with the device. Backup may include device settings, device characteristics, photos and videos, documents, your messages, ringtones, house app data, and other app data. For additional information, please go to https://support.apple.com/en -us/ht207428. The following content is not included in your iCloud backup. Content purchased from iTunes Store, Apple App Store, or Apple Books, media seen from a computer, and photo library. If you have enabled iCloud photo library, Apple shall use reasonable skill and due care in providing service, but to the greatest extent permissible by applicable law, Apple does not guarantee or warrant that any content you may store or access through this service will not be subject to inadvertent damage, corruption, loss, or removal in accordance with the terms of this agreement. Apple shall not be responsible should such damage, corruption, loss, or removal occur. It is your responsibility to maintain appropriate alternate backup of your information and data. The photos. 1. iCloud Photos. When you enable iCloud Photos, your photos, videos, metadata, and any edits you made in the Photos app, your iOS device, macOS computer, or Windows PC will automatically upload and store in iCloud, and then push to all of the other iCloud photo-enabled services and computers. The photo and video resolution may vary depending on your device settings and available storage. You may download full resolution photos and videos at any time. 2. Shared albums. When you share the albums, Apple store any photos and videos you share to the email. You can access your shared photos and videos from any of your Apple devices that have shared album enabled. People you invite to share album may view, save, copy, and share these photos and videos, as well as contribute photos and videos and comments. If you choose to use their albums to share photos via web link, these photos will be publicly available to anyone who have been provided or have access to web link. If you want to stop sharing individual photos, videos, comments, or entire shared albums, you may delete them at any time. However, any content previously copied to share album to another device or computer will not be deleted. My photo stream. When you use my photo stream, Apple stores photos taken on iOS device or uploaded from a computer for a limited period of time, and automatically pushes the photos to other Apple devices that have my photo stream enabled. And limited number of photos can be stored in iCloud or on device at any one time. Other photos will automatically deleted from my photo stream over time. To keep these photos permanently, you must save them to the camera on your iOS device or the photo library on computer. Family sharing. With family sharing, can share certain purchase content such as store purchases and Apple subscriptions with members of your family. You may also share certain content such as photos, calendars, location, and screen time information depending on what your family chooses to share. For more information regarding your content purchases, please see the Apple Media Services terms and conditions at https://www.apple.com/legal/internet services/iTunes/ww/. For more information about sharing content, rights usage and location information family members, please see https://www.apple.com/family/sharing. File sharing. File sharing. When you use iCloud file sharing, Apple stores any files you share until you delete them. You can access your shared files from any of your Apple devices with iCloud enabled. You may give access to people to save, view, save, copy, or edit these files. You have the option to give people the right to edit the files or to only view them. If you use iCloud file sharing to share files through a web link, these files will be publicly accessible to anyone who has been provided the web link. You can stop sharing files at any time. If you stop sharing, files will be removed from iCloud Drive to on everyone's devices. However, any file previously copied to another computer will not be deleted. Gmail drop. Oh, I saw the hi message from Karen Moore. Hi, Karen Moore. Mail drop. If you're logged into iCloud and use the macOS Mail app or iCloud Mail on the web to send emails with large attachments, you will have the option of using Mail drop. With Mail drop, your large attachment will be permanently stored in iCloud servers in order to facilitate their delivery. Apple will either send a link or a preview of the attachment to your recipients, depending on your recipient's email client application. Temporary storage of large email attachments will not count toward your iCloud storage quota. For more information about MailDrop, please go to https://support.apple.com/en-us/ht203093. Hey, third-party apps. Oh, look at this. We are one-third of the way. It turned. But you can see we are already on one-third of the way. And it's already 23 minutes. H. Third-party apps. If you sign into certain third-party apps with your iCloud credentials, you agree to allow the app to store data in a personal iCloud account and/or Apple to collect, store, and process such data on behalf of the relevant third-party app developer in association with your use of the service and such apps. Data that the app stores in your personal iCloud account will count towards your storage limit. This accessory may not be supported. There, the app stores in your personal iCloud account may count towards your storage limit. Such data may be shared with another app that you download from the same app developer. iCloud web-only account. If you sign up for the service with a web-only account on a non-Apple branded device or computer, you have access to only a limited set of service functionality. You'll receive 1 GB of free storage and will not be able to increase this value with a web-only account. As a condition to access the service with a web-only account, agree to all relevant terms and conditions found in this agreement, including, without limitation, all requirements for use of this service, limitation on use, availability, public beta, disclaimers or warranty, rules regarding the conduct, and termination. Terms found in this agreement relating to features not available for web-only users will not be applicable to you. These include, for example, use of location-based services and payment of fees for iCloud storage upgrades. You further agree that if you subsequently access your web-only account from an Apple device or Apple branded computer, whenever or not to own such device or computer, Apple may automatically upgrade your web-only account to a full iCloud account and provide you all available functionality of this service to you, including increased free storage capacity. You choose to access your only web-only account from Apple branded device or Apple branded computer, and you are subsequently upgraded to full functionality of your service. You agree that all the terms and conditions contained here and apply to your use of service. If you do not want to have a full iCloud account, do not sign into your web-only account from Apple branded device or computer. J. Two-factor authentication and auto-dial calls and texts. If you choose to enable two-factor authentication for your Apple ID, you consent to provide Apple at least one telephone number, and B. Receive auto-dial or pre-order calls and text messages from Apple or any of the telephone numbers provided. You may place such calls or texts to I help keep your account secure signing in, to help you access your account when you're forgotten password, or 3 as otherwise necessary to service of your account, or you enforce this agreement or policies applicable law or any other agreement we may have with you. Okay, I'm gonna take another break. Only one person watching. By the way, I'm almost at 100 subs, so I'll make one announcement about the 100 subs special video when I hit like 99 subs. Okay, it's already 27 minutes. I started reading this at 10:19 a.m. and now it's already 10:46. 3. Subscription storage upgrades. Additional storage available for purchase on a subscription basis. A payment by upgrading a storage on your device or computer. Apple will automatically charge on a recurring basis to the storage free for the storage plans you choose, including any applicable taxes to the payment method associated with your Apple ID. Example given: the payment method used to shop on the iTunes Store, App Store, or Apple Books if available, or the payment method associated with your family account. For details about storage plans and pricing, please visit https://support.apple.com/en-us/ht2011-238. If you're a family organizer, you agree to have Apple change your payment method on recurring basis for members of your family who upgrade their storage. Apple may also obtain pre-approval for up to the amount of the transaction and contact you periodically by email to the email address associated with your Apple ID for billing reminders and other storage account-related communications. You can change your subscription by upgrading or downgrading your storage and the iCloud section of settings of your device. Device, or under the iCloud pane of system preferences on Mac or iCloud for Windows on your PC. The applicable storage fee for upgraded storage plan will take effect immediately. Downgrades to your storage plan will take effect on the next annual or monthly billing payment. A monthly billing date. You are responsible for the timely payment of all fees and for providing Apple its valid credit card or payment account details for payment of all fees. If Apple is unable to successfully charge a credit card or payment account due to your fees due. Apple reserves the right to revoke or restrict access to your store content, delete your store content, or terminate your account. If you want to designate a different credit card or payment account, if there's a change of credit card payment account status, you must enter information online in the account information section of iCloud. This may temporarily disrupt your access to services or Apple verifies your new payment information. May contact you via email regarding your content for reasons including without limitation reaching or exceeding a storage limit. If you're in Brazil, which I'm not, notwithstanding anything herein with the contact, if any changes made by Apple to you, Apple may use a affiliated company to perform activities or collection or remittances to change any amounts owned by you in connection with the iCloud account. In addition, a total price will include the price of the upgrade plus any applicable credit or fees. You are responsible for any taxes applicable to except when applicable withholding taxes which shall be collected by Apple affiliated company. You must provide all account information required by Apple to enable such transactions. You acknowledge and agree that if you do not provide all required account information, Apple shall have the right to terminate your account. We are almost halfway there. It's already 31 minutes. B. Right of withdrawal. If you choose to cancel your subscription following is the initial purchase, or if you're on an annual payment plan following the announcement of any new term, you may do so by informing Apple with a clear statement. See applicable address details in section general below within 14 days from when you receive your email confirmation by contacting customer support. You do not need to provide a reason for cancellation. To meet the cancellation deadline, you must send your communication of cancellation before the 14-day period has expired. Customers in the European Union and Norway also have the right to inform us the model cancellation form below. 2. Apple Distribution International, Holly Hill Industrial Estate, Holly Hill, Cork, Republic of Ireland. I hereby give notice that I withdraw from my contract from following subscription amount and period example given to indicate by monthly iCloud subscription such upgrade ordered on insert date, name of consumer, address of consumer, date effects with cancellation. We will reduce your storage back to 5 gigabytes and reimburse you no later than 14 days from the day on which you receive your cancellation notice. If you have used more than 5 gigabytes of storage during this period, you may not be able to create any more iCloud backups or use certain features until you have reduced your storage. We will use the same means for payment as used for the transaction. You will not incur any fees for such reimbursement. Okay, we're halfway there. The stream is gonna take more than an hour. Four, your use of the service. Your account as registered users of the service, you must establish an account. Don't reveal your account information to anyone else. You are solely responsible for maintaining any confidentiality and security of your account and for all activities that occur with your account, and you agree to immediately notify Apple of any security breach of your account. You further acknowledge and agree to the service is designed and intended for personal use or an individual basis. You should not share account or password details with another individual. Provided we have exercised this reasonable skill and Do you care? Apple shall not be responsible for any losses arising out of the unauthorized use of your account resulting from you not following these rules. In order to use this service, you must enter your Apple ID and password to authenticate your account. You agree to provide accurate with and complete information we register with, and you use the service registration data, and you agree to update the service registration data and keep it accurate and complete. Failure to provide accurate, current, and complete service registration data may result in suspension and/or termination of your account. You agree that Apple may store and use the service registration data you provide to use for user maintenance and payment fees for your account. Come on, the crappy webcam focus. What the heck? Yeah, I hate to use this webcam to stream, but that's the only option for me. Because I don't have 1,000 subs. B. Use of other Apple products and services. Okay, we are over halfway. Particular components or features of the service provided by Apple or its licensors, including but not limited to ability to download previous purchases and iTunes, Mac, and or iCloud Music Library. Additional fees apply. Require separate software and or license agreements of terms of use. You must read, accept, and agree to be bound by any such separate agreement as a condition for use these particular components or features of the service. C. No conveyance. Nothing in this agreement shall be constructed to convey of any of your interests, title, your license, your Apple ID, email address, domain name, iChat ID. What the heck is iChat? Or similar resource to use by you in connection with the service. No right of survivorship. Unless otherwise required by law, you agree that your account is non-transferable, that your right to the Apple ID and contact with your account terminate upon your death. Upon receiving a copy of death certificate of account may be terminated, all content with your account deleted. Contact iCloud support https://support.apple.com/iCloud for further assistance. No resale or service. You agree that you will not reproduce, copy, duplicate, sell, resell, rent, or trade this service or any parts thereof for any purpose. This stream is just getting ridiculously long. B. Content and your conduct. A. Content. Content means any information that may be generated or encountered through the use of the service, such as data files, device characteristics, written data, software, music, graphics, photograph, image, sound, videos, messages, and any other like materials. You understand that all content, whether publicly posted or privately transmitted on the service, is the sole responsibility of the person from whom such content originated. That means that you and not Apple are solely available for any content you upload, download, post, email, transmit, store, or otherwise make available through your use of this service. Understand that by using the service, you may encounter content that you may find offensive, indecent, or objectionable, and that you may expose others to content that may find objectionable. Apple does not control the content posted via this service, nor does not guarantee the accuracy, integrity, or quality of such content. You understand and agree that your use of this service content is solely at your own risk. B. Your conduct. You agree that you will not use this service to upload, download, post, email, transmit, store, or otherwise make available any content that is unlawful, harassing, threatening, harmful, tortious, defamatory, libelous, abusive, violent, offensive, vulgar, invasive of others' privacy, hateful, racially or essentially offensive or otherwise objectionable. B. Stalk, harass, threaten, or harm another. If you're an adult, request personal and other information from a minor, any person under the age of 18 or such of the As such, other age as local law defines as a minor, which is not personally known to you, including but not limited to any of the following: full name of last name, home address, zip, postal code, telephone number, picture, and or the names of minor school, church, athletic team, or friends. D. Pretend to be anyone or any entity you are not. You may now impersonate or misrepresent yourself as another person, including celebrity, entity, or another iCloud user, an Apple employee, or civic or government leader, or otherwise misrepresent your application with a person or entity. Apple reserves the right to reject or block any Apple email address which should be deemed as an impersonation or misrepresentation of an identity or misappropriation of another name's person name or identity. Okay, we're about like 3/5 of the way. Engage in any copyright infringement or the oh, it's already 11 a.m. and this stream is over 40 minutes. Engage in any copyright infringement or other intellectual property infringement, including uploading any content to which you do not have the right to upload or disclose any trade secret or confidential information in violation of a confidentiality, employment, or non-disclosure agreement. F. Post, send, transmit, or otherwise make available any unsolicited or unauthorized email, messages, advertising, promotional materials, junk mail, spam, or chain letters, including without limitation, bulk commercial advertising, and informational announcements. Okay, I can't really hear my Microsoft fan is already kicking in. Guess I'm streaming very long. G. Forge any TCP/-IP packet header of any part of the header information in email or news group posting or otherwise put the information in header designated design or to mislead recipients as to the origin of any content transmitted through the service. Spoofing. Upload, post, email, transmit, store, or otherwise make available any material that contains viruses or another computer code, files, or programs designed to harm, interfere, or limit the normal operation of the service or any part thereof, any computer software or hardware. Interfere with the or disrupt the service, including accessing the device through automated means like scripts or web crawlers, any service or networks connected to the service, or any policies, requirements, or regulations of networks connected to the service, including unauthorized access to, use, monitoring of data traffic thereon. J. Plan or engage in any illegal activity and/or gather and store personal information. Any other use of the system may be used to connection with any of the foregoing prohibited activities. C. Remove all content. Your account knowledge that Apple is not responsible for liability any way of any content provided by others and have no duty to screen such content. However, Apple reserves the right at all times to determine whether content is appropriate and in compliance with the agreement, and may screen, remove, refuse, modify, and or remove content at any time without prior notice and install destruction. Such content found to be in violation of this agreement is otherwise objectionable. B. Backup your content. You're responsible for backing up your own computer or other device any important documents, images, or other content that you store or access via the service. Apple shall use reasonable skill and due care in providing the service. Apple does not guarantee or warrant that any content you may store or access through the service will not be subject to inadvertent damage, corruption, or loss. E. Access to your account and content. Apple reserves the right to take steps Apple believes are reasonably necessary or appropriate to enforce and verify compliance with any part of this agreement. You acknowledge and agree that Apple may, without liability to you, access, use, preserve, and or okay, it's no freak, just said hi. Still. Okay, another person joined. That is good. E. Access to your account and content. Apple reserves the right to take steps Apple believes are reasonably necessary or appropriate to enforce and or verify compliance with any part of the agreement. You acknowledge that agree that Apple may result liability to you, access, use, preserve and or disclose account information and content to law enforcement authority, government officials, and or third parties. Apple believes it's reasonably necessary or appropriate, is legally required to do so if Apple have a good faith belief that such access, use, disclosure, or preservation is reasonably necessary to A. comply with the legal process or request, B. enforce the agreement, including investigation of any potential violation thereof, C. detect, prevent, or any otherwise address security, fraud, or technical issues, or D. protect the rights, property, or safety of Apple, its users, the third party, or the public as required or permitted by law. Copyright notice. F. Copyright notice. DMCA. If you believe that any content which you claim copyright has been infringed by anyone use of the service, please contact Apple's copyright agent describing a copyright policy at https://www.apple.com/legal/trademark/claim of copyrights.html. Apple may, in sole discretion, suspend or terminate accounts or users that are found to be repeat infringers. G. Violation of this agreement. Before using the service, you encounter content you find appropriate or otherwise believed to be a violation of this account, you may report it by sending email to abuse@icloud.com. H. Content submitted or made available by you on the service. 1. Lesson from you. Except for the material we may lesson to you, Apple does not claim ownership of the materials and or content you submit or make available on the service. However, by submitting or posting such content or areas of the service that are accessible by the public or other users with whom you consent to share such content, you grant Apple the worldwide royalty-free, non-exclusive license to use, distribute, reproduce, modify, adapt, publish, translate, publicly perform, and publicly display such content on the service solely for the purpose for which such content was submitted or made available without any compensation or obligation to you. You agree that any content submitted or posted by you shall be your sole responsibility, shall not infringe or violate the right of other party or violate the laws, contribute to or encourage infringing otherwise unlawful conduct, or otherwise be obscene, subjectable, or in poor taste. By submitting or posting such content, areas of the service are accepted by the public and other users, you are representing that you are the owner of such material and or have all necessary rights, license, and authentication to distribute it. This string is going long. 2. Change this content. You understand that in order to provide a service and make your content available there on Apple may transmit your content across various public networks and various media, modify or change your content to comply with technical requirements of connecting networks or computers, devices, or computer. Agree that the license herein permits Apple to take any such actions. C. Trademark information. Apple, the Apple logo, iCloud, the iCloud logo, and other Apple trademark service marks, graphics, and logos used in connection with the service are trademarks of the registered trademarks of Apple Inc. in the US and or other countries. A list of Apple's trademarks can be found here. https://www.apple.com/legal/trademark/Apple TM list/.html. Other trademarks, service marks, graphics, and/or logos used in connection with the service may be trademarks of the respective owners. So granted no right or lesson in any of the aforesaid trademarks, and further agree that you shall not remove, obscure, or alter any proprietary notices, including trademark copyright notice that may affix it or contained within the service. Six. Software. A. Apple proprietary rights. You acknowledge and agree that Apple or its licensors own all legal right, title, and interest into the service, including but not included to graphics, user interface, the scripts, and software used in the implement of the service, and any software provided to you as part of or connection with the service, the software, including any all intellectual property rights that exist therein, whether it's registered or not, wherever in the world that it makes this. You further agree that the service, including software or any other part thereof, contains the proper carry and confidential information that is protected by applicable intellectual property and other laws, including but not limited to copyright. You agree that you will not use such proprietary information or materials in any whatsoever except for the use of service in compliance with this agreement. No portion of the service may be reproduced in any form of any means except as expressly permitted by the terms. B. Lesson from Apple. The use of the software or any part of the service, except for use of the service as permitted in this agreement, is strictly prohibited that it infringes on the intellectual property rights of other and may be subject to civil and any criminal penalties, including possible monetary damages for copyright infringement. C. Public beta. From time to time, Apple may choose to offer new or updated features of the service, the beta features, as part of a public beta program, the program, for the purpose of providing Apple with feedback on the quality and usability of the beta features. You understand and agree that your participation in the program is voluntary and does not create a legal partnership, agency, or employment relationship between you and Apple, and Apple is not obligated to provide you any beta features. Apple may make such beta features available to program participants by online registration and enrollment via the service. You may understand and agree that Apple may collect and use information from account devices and referrals in order to enroll in the program and or to determine your eligibility. Participants may understand that once you enroll in the program, you may be able to refer the earlier non-beta version of given beta feature. In the event such a version is possible, you may not able to migrate data created within the beta feature back to the earlier non-beta version. You may use the beta features and participation in the program is governed by the agreement and by any additional license terms as is may separately accompanied by the beta features. The beta feature is provided as is and as available basis and may contain errors or inaccuracies that could cause failures. Corruption or loss of data or information from a device and from peripherals, including without limitation servers and computers connected thereto. Strongly encourages you to back up all data information on device any peripheral prior to participating in any program. You expressly acknowledge and agree that all use of the beta features is at your sole risk. You assume that all risks and all costs associated with your participation in any program, including without limitation any internet access fees, backup expenses, costs incurred for the use of your device and referrals and any damage to any equipment, software, information, or data. Apple may or may not provide you with a technical and or other support for beta features. Its support is provided it will be addition to our normal support coverage for the service and only available through the program. You agree to abide by any support clauses or policies that Apple provides you in order to receive any such support. Apple reserves the right to modify the terms, conditions, and policies of the program, including ceasing the program at any time or without notice, and may revoke your participation in the program at any time. You acknowledge that Apple has no obligation to provide a commercial version of the beta features be made available. If it may have features or functionality different than containing the beta features that part of the program, Apple will provide you the opportunity to submit comments, suggestions, or other feedback regarding your use of the beta features. You agree that in the absence of separate written agreement to the contractor, Apple will free to use any feedback you provide of any purpose. D. Export control. Use of the service and software, including transferring, posting, or uploading data, software, other content via the service, may be subject to the export and import law of the United States and other countries. Agree to comply all applicable export and import laws and regulations in particular, but without limitation, the software will not be exported or re-exported A into any U.S. embargoed countries, or B to anyone of the U.S. Treasury Department's list or of specially designated nationals of the U.S. Department of Commerce denied persons list of entity list. By using the software of service, you present and warrant that you are not located in any such country or such list. So also agree that you are not able to use software or service for any purpose prohibited by the United States law, including without limitation, development, design, manufacture, or production of missiles, nuclear, chemical, or biological weapons. You further agree not to upload your county any data software that is subject to international trafficking, arms circulation, or B that cannot be exported prior to government authentication, including but not limited to certain types of encryption software and source code, without the first obtaining the authentication. The assurance and commitment shall survive termination in this agreement. 55 minutes. Updates. From time to time, Apple may update software using by the service. In order to continue your use of the service, such updates may be automatically downloaded and installed on your device or computer. These updates may include bug fixes, feature enhancement, or the improvement or entirely new version of the software. 7. Termination. A voluntary termination by you. You may delete your Apple ID and or stop using the service at any time. If you wish to stop using iCloud on your device, you may disable iCloud from the device and open settings on your device, tapping iCloud, and then tapping sign out. To terminate your account and delete your Apple ID, contact Apple support at https://support.apple.com/contact. To terminate your account and delete your Apple ID, you will not have access to other Apple third-party products and services that you set up with the Apple ID. This action may be non-reversible. Any fees paid prior to your termination are non-refundable, except expressly permitted otherwise by this agreement, including the fees paid in advance for a billing year during which you are terminated. Termination of your account shall not relieve that your obligation to pay any accurate fees or charges. Okay, we're almost to the end. If you can see the little scrubber right there. B. Termination by Apple. Apple may at any time under certain circumstances and without prior notice immediately terminate or suspend all portion of your account or access to service. Cause termination shall include a violation of this agreement or any policies or guidelines that reference herein and or posted on the service. Semicolon. B. A request by you or cancel terminate account. C. A request and or order for law enforcement, a judicial body or other government agency. D. Where provision of the service to you is or may become unlawful. E. Unexpected technical or security issues or problems. F. Your participation in fraudulent or illegal activities. Or G. Failure to pay any fees owed by you in relation to service, provided that your case non-material breach. Apple will permit terminate only after giving you 30 days notice, and if you have not cured to breach within such 30-day period, any such termination or suspension shall be made by Apple, and so the discretion Apple will not be responsible to you. Any other third party for any damages may result in arise out of some termination or suspension of account and will access the service. In addition, Apple may terminate your account upon 30 days prior notice via email to the address associated with your account if A. Your account has been inactive for 1 year, or B. There is a general discontinuance of the service of any part thereof. Notice or of general discontinuance of service will be provided as set forth herein unless it will be not reasonable to do so. The circumstances arising from legal, regulatory, or governmental action to address user security, user user privacy or technical integrity concerns to avoid service disruption to other users or due to natural disaster, a catastrophic event, war, or other similar occurrence outside of Apple's reasonable control. In the event of such termination, Apple provided with a pro-rata refund with any prepayment for current paid term. Apple shall not be liable for any modification to the service and terms and conditions according to within the section VIIB. C. Effects of termination. Upon termination of your account, you may lose all access to your service and any portion thereof, including but not limited to your account, Apple ID, email, account, and content. In addition, after a period of time, Apple will delete the information or data stored as a part of your accounts. Any individual components of this service you may have is subject to separate 1 hour. How come I am so stupid to read the terms and conditions for 1 hour? Separate software and license agreement will also be terminated in accordance with those license agreements. 8. Links to other third-party materials. Certain content components or features of the service may include materials from a third party or hyperlinks from Apple, other websites, resources of content. Because Apple may have no control over such third-party sites or materials, it cannot acknowledge and agree that Apple is not responsible for the availability of such warranty, accuracy of such sites or resources. Further acknowledge and agree that Apple shall not be responsible or liable in any way of any damages in any damage you incur or allege you have incurred either directly or indirectly as a result of our use and or reliance upon any such content, advertising, products, or materials are available from such sites or resources. 9. Disclaimer of warranties, limitation of liability. Some jurisdictions do not allow the exclusion of certain warranties. As such, to the extent such exclusions are specifically prohibited by applicable law, some of the exclusions set forth below may not apply to you. Apple shall use reasonable skill and due care in providing service. The following disclaimers are subject to the express warranty. Apple does not guarantee, represent, or warrant that her use of the service will be uninterrupted or error-free, and they agree that from time to time, Apple may remove the service from indefinite periods of time or cancel the service in accordance with the terms of this agreement. That is, you expressly understand and agree that the service is provided on an as-is and as-available basis. Apple and its affiliates, subsidiaries, officers, directors, employees, agents, partners, and or licensed expressly disclaim all warranties of any kind, whether express or implied, including but not limited to the implied warranties of merchantability, fitness of a particular purpose, and non-infringement. In particular, Apple and affiliates, subsidiaries, officers, directors, employees, agents, partners, and licensors may no warranty that the service will meet your requirements. 2. Your use of the service may be timely and uninterrupted, secure, or error-free. 3. Any information obtained by you as a result of the service will be accurate or reliable. And 4. Any defects or errors in software will be corrected. Okay, we're almost to the end. Apple does not represent or guarantee that the service will be free from loss, corruption, attacks, viruses, interference, hacking, or other security intrusion. Apple disclaims any liability relating thereto. Any material downloaded or otherwise obtained through the use of the service is accessed at your own discretion and risk, and you will be solely responsible for any damage to your service, computer, or loss of data that results from the download from any such material. You further acknowledge that the service is not intended or suitable for use in situations or environments where the failure or time delay, software errors, or inaccuracies in the content, data, or information provided by the service could lead to death, personal injury, severe physical or environmental damage. Limitation of liability. Some jurisdictions do not allow the exclusion or limitation of liability by service provider. To the extent of such exclusions or limitations are specifically prohibited by applicable laws, some of the exclusions or limitations set forth below may not apply to you. I will show you its reasonable skill and due care in providing the service. The following limitation does not apply in respect of loss resulting from A. Apple's failure to use reasonable skill and due care. B. Apple's gross negligence, willful misconduct or fraud. Or C. Death or personal injury. You expressly understand and agree that Apple facilitates subsidiaries, officers, directors, employees, agents, partners, and licensors shall not be liable to you for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or exemplary damages, including but not limited to damages for loss of profits, goodwill, use, data, cost of procurement or substitute goods or services, or other intangible losses, even if Apple has been advised of the possibility of such damages resulting from 1. The use or inability to use the service. 2. Any changes made to the service or any temporary or permanent cessation of the service or any part thereof. 3. The unauthorized access or alternation of your transmission or data. 4. Deletion of corruption or failure to store and or send or receive your transmissions or data on or through the service. 4. Statements or conduct of any third party of the service. And 5. Any other matter relating to the service. Indemnification. You agree to defend. Agree to defend in the field case, subsidiaries, directors, officers, employees, agents, partners, contractors, and licensed harmless to any claim or demand, including the reasonable alternative fees made by a third party relating to arising from A. Any content you submit, post, transmit, or otherwise make available through the service. B. Your use of the service. C. Any violation by you of this agreement. D. Any action taken by Apple as part of the investigation of a suspended violation of this agreement as a result of its finding or decision that a violation of this agreement has occurred. Or E. Your violation of any right or honor. This means that you cannot sue Apple, its affiliates, subsidiaries, directors, officers, employees, agents, partners, contractors, licensors as a result of the decision to remove or refuse to process any information content to warn you to suspend or terminate your access to the service or take any action, other action during the investigation as a suspended violation as a result of Apple's conclusion violation of this agreement has occurred. Waiver as a provision applies to all violations described or complemented by this agreement. The application shall survive the termination of expiration of this agreement and or use of the service. You acknowledge that you are responsible for all use of the service. Use your account that your agreement applies to any and all users of your account agree to comply with this agreement to defend, indemnify, and hold harmless Apple from against and or other claims and demands arising from usage of your account, whether or not such use is expressly authorized by you. X. General. A. Notices. Apple may provide you with notices regarding this service, including changes to this agreement by email to your iCloud email address and or other alternate email address associated with your account provided, iMessage or SMS, by regular mail or by posting on websites of the service. B. Governing law. Except to extend expressly provided the following paragraph, the agreement and the relationship between you and Apple shall be governed by the laws of the state of California, excluding its conflicts and law provisions. when Apple agreed to submit to the personal and exclusive jurisdiction of the courts located within the county of Santa Clara, California. Well, I'm not in Santa Clara, I'm in Los Angeles, so who cares? To resolve any dispute or claim arising from this agreement, if A, you're not a U.S. citizen, B, you do not reside in the U.S., C, you're not accessing service from the U.S., and D, you are a citizen of one of the countries identified below, you hereby agree that any dispute or claim arising from agreement shall be governed by the applicable laws set forth below without regard to any conflict or law provisions, and you hereby irrevocably submit to the non-inclusive jurisdictions of the courts located within the state, province, or country identified below, which law covers. If you are a citizen of any European Union country, or Switzerland, Norway, or Iceland, the governing law and forum shall be the laws and courts of your usual place of residence. If you are a citizen of Japan, the governing law shall be Japanese law and forum shall be Tokyo, Japan. Specifically excluded from application of this agreement in the law known as the United Nations Convention of the International Sale of Goods. C. Entire agreement. This agreement constitutes the entire agreement between you and Apple, governs you the use of service, and completely replaces any prior agreement between you and Apple in relation to this service. May also be subject to additional terms and conditions that may apply when you use applicated services, third-party content, or third-party software. If any part of this agreement is held or invalid or enforceable, that portion shall be considered or amended consistent with applicable law to reflect as nearly as possible to the original intentions of the parties, and the remaining portion shall remain in full force and effect. Failure of Apple to exercise or enforce any right to provision of this agreement shall not constitute a waiver of such right or provision. If you agree that, except as otherwise expressly provided in this agreement, there shall be no third-party beneficiary to this agreement. The Apple as used here means Apple Inc., located in One Apple Parkway, Cupertino, California, for use in North, Central, and South America, excluding Canada, as well as the United States territories and possessions and French and British possessions in North America, South America, and the Caribbean. Apple Canada Inc., located at 120 Bremer Boulevard, Suite 1600, Toronto, Ontario, M5J088. Canada for users in Canada or its territories and possessions. iTunes KK, located in Roppongi Hills, 6101 Roppongi, Minatoku, Tokyo, 106-16140, Tokyo, for use in Japan with regard to sections 3, 9, and 10 of this agreement. With respect to other terms with this agreement, including section 9 and 10 for users in Japan, Apple as used here, it means Apple Inc. located in One Infinite Loop, Cupertino, California. Apple Pty Limited, located at levels 2B, 20 Martin Place, Sydney, NSW 2000, Australia, for use in Australia, New Zealand, including island possessions, territories, affiliate jurisdictions, and Apple Distribution International, located at Hollyhill Industrial Estate, Hollyhill, Cork, Republic of Ireland, for all other users. Electronic contracting uses service include the ability to enter agreements and or to make transactions electronically. You acknowledge that your electronic submissions constitute your agreement and intend to be bound by and for pay for such agreements and transactions. Your agreement and intend to be bound by electronic submission applies to all records relating to all transactions you enter on this service, including notices of cancellation, policies, contracts, and applications. In order to access and obtain your electronic records, you may be required to have certain hardware or software which are your sole responsibility. Last revised September 19th, 2019. iCloud. That's it. I just read the iCloud terms and conditions. So, what have you learned about the terms and conditions after you read them? Well, you must be over 13, which I'm not. So technically, I'm violating the terms and conditions. And you cannot upload stuff that related to that you're making a missile or nuclear weapon or stuff. And that's it. So thank you guys for entering the stream. Thanks to Karen Moore and Nintendo Freak for actually watching and commenting in the stream. And please stay tuned for my next video on next Sunday. So no upload this Sunday, sorry. And bye.